Hi everyone, and here goes ascent number 18, the final ascent. Hello everyone, and welcome to the final ascent of the My Everest Appeal, the 18th ascent. We reckon we're about 100 to 150 meters from the peak, meaning that we're 100 to 150 meters from having in total climbed the height of Everest. And I think we've got a very kind of sobering realization of just what an ascent the real Everest is, kind of by the feeling of what it would be like to add up all of our 18 ascents, plus of course the much harsher and steeper conditions of the real Everest. So our sincere awe and respect to anyone who has climbed the real Everest. That must be an extraordinary challenge. So at this short distance from the summit of the last ascent, we thought it might be appropriate to talk about what we do in the final stages of a Davis program, and that is to train a client's support person. Now, my support person on these ascents has been my wonderful wife, Tanya, who has been accompanying me on almost all of the ascents, has been giving me moral support, keeping me company, doing all of the video filming, and helping me generate the ideas for the talks. But Tanya has not been pushing me up the hill. I have been climbing up the hill myself. And so by analogy, a client that we work with in a Davis program is driven by their own motivation, always. In the dyslexia program, we do not work with an individual who isn't motivated to work with us, who doesn't want to achieve something from the program. Therefore, because a client is always driven by their own motivation, they're self-motivated, they don't need somebody to support them in the sense of pushing them forward. They need somebody to support them in the sense of kind of pulling them forward, to help them keep their motivation afloat, to help them keep believing in themselves, to help them keep sort of maintain their vision and their excitement around what they're going to achieve from the program. By the time they finish the program, they don't need somebody to teach them or to show them the techniques either, because by the end of the program, if we've done our job properly, our clients are pretty skilled and pretty expert in the techniques that we've been showing them. And they will certainly be more skilled and more expert than the family member that we're going to be training up as a support person. So the support person's job is to really to provide moral support, to encourage, to maintain motivation, and to keep the feeling of excitement and fun around what we're doing, and just to sort of keep our clients company after they've finished working with us. And in the Davis Dyslexia program, the main role of the support person is to continue using these things, the couche balls, in the throwing and catching exercises that form a key part of a person's ability to keep their orientation live, maintain it, and continue using it after the program. So they will also be keeping the person company in the plasticine work that they do after the program, mastering the rest of what we call the trigger words that we've been talking about in an earlier video, and sometimes also assisting with reading exercises and assisting a person in sort of general maintenance of their tools through a procedure that we call fine-tuning review. It's a common mistake for a support person to feel that they have to kind of urge or push their child to continue using the techniques. Okay? It's much more about developing the fine art of drawing your child in a sense of play, fun, and excitement, working with your child's own urge to solve their learning problem in a spirit of fun. And so that's what it's all about. It's often also about, as a parent, kind of rediscovering your inner child and playfulness in the way that you're going to be working with your child. So when a Davis program with a facilitator is over, the client's process has really only just begun. So what we've done is we've set the person on a path of self-discovery and self-development and self-growth that person is going to then continue for themselves. And as our My Everest Ascent's now come to an end, the process of developing Gifts for Dyslexia, of developing client bursaries and a new dynamic around charitable giving for Davis programs has also just begun. And it's our hope that that process will now gather its own momentum and that more and more people will come forward with ideas, with initiatives, with appeals in order to generate more and more of this charitable energy that's been so wonderful to observe in what we've been doing.